Yeah, we're back again, like mates down the pub. Heart on sleeve, never tame. Yeah, from the chanting in the stands to the tackles flying in. Home and away, red blood, white shirt, where the fools rush in. Passion, debates, laughs, rants, late nights. Woody Bear, Nick Rich, what's a Kieran side by side? Craig and Ned, Joe and Mark, Art, Gary in the dark, and now we got Barry in. Yeah, the gang's all in.
Fools rushing like we're chasing one more win. We'll make you laugh, make you cry, feel happy, feel angry inside. Fools rushing like a last minute swing, just like back in Swindon's time.
We go up, we fall down. From the goals that lift the roof, unit grows when it goes wide. We argue, we agree, but you're all here on the right. Fyfie jumping in the chat, every story, every stat. Thank you for watching, for listening, commenting back. Save our tires on the border, that's recruitment in our corner. This is our club, our crowd, turn it up a little louder.
Fools rushing like we're chasing one more win. We'll make you laugh, make you cry, feel happy, feel angry inside. Fools rushing like a last minute swing, just like back in Swindon's time.
We go up, we fall down. Fools rushing.
Good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome to Fools Rush In on what is a change to the advertised schedule. My sincerest apologies. Unforeseen circumstances meant half of tonight's scheduled panel, as we were going to deep dive into NFL, were unavailable, and without suitable time to plan something better or to postpone properly, I didn't want to leave it that a rare summer Friday night with Fools was going to happen, and then it wasn't. So decided to just kind of do this watch along of US Australia. Let's all have a catch up. How's everyone's summer or early summer going? Feel free. We've done the Ask Things Anonymous before. So feel free, ask anything away. Ask anything, Swindon Town, World Cup, football in general, Fools Rush In, plans for the future. Hell, if you're that desperate for content, you can ask me about dating app disasters if you like, and I can answer those questions as well. But it's just me. If you want to join me on screen, you're more than welcome. Drop me a message. I can send you the link. But you'll notice no headphones because I'm not talking to anyone on the screen, so I don't need them. But as always, we are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. So if you have seen the messages, you have joined early, thank you very much. It's sincerely appreciated from myself. And let's have some fun. Let's open the live chat. Let's get some stuff out there. As I said, within reason, I'm happy to answer any question you like about any topic. Throw anything at me. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about. But if I know anything about it, I will answer it nonetheless. It is 0-0, 6.5 minutes played. But this is the warm-up for me. And I should say a much better and much more planned out production over on Absolute Football Podcast later. From 10:45, they're doing a watch-along of Scotland v Morocco. By all means, I will probably be tuning in. For those who know, or more so for those who don't, I guess. Although I firmly consider myself English, and it's written in certain people's DNA that the English and Scottish hate each other, I do have Scottish roots. The name Fyfie might suggest that anyway, but I do have Scottish roots. And aside from playing England, I actually really want Scotland to do well. I cheered the 1-0 win over Haiti, and I'm hoping dearly that they can get at least a point against Morocco. So much so, I'm embracing my roots. Ahead of the game, I have the legend, and I've also picked up active tea cakes because, when you've been at work all day and, been at work all day, did a bit of parenting. I say a bit of parenting. He went to the cinema today to watch Toy Story without me, but he asked me to take him to his friends because they're going to a sleepover before going to London for a show tomorrow. So I was on chauffeur duties. I did also pick up the perfect companion to the tea cake, the caramel wafer. So that is all ready. And because of the early start as well, because I wanted to do something that resembled content for you, I haven't had any dinner. This is normally when I'm eating before we go live on a show. So that's why you'll notice that the tea cakes and the caramel wafer's already open. I had to eat something a bit quick because I'm absolutely starving. Hi, Mike. Did you enjoy your birthday, Mike? I hope you had a great day. If you didn't know, Mike celebrated a very special birthday this week. But yes, I know he got one very niche, unique, very Mike Dixon-esque present. But yeah, I hope you had a great day. Just watching this chance for USA, well saved. Australia still haven't got this clear. I'm looking forward to this game now. I think this could be quite a good game. What people thought of the World Cup in general? Sorry, Mike, what did you ask? Do you spend more of your time on FRI or on work? Fairly safe in the assumption that nobody from work is watching this. Previously, I would probably say FRI. These days, obviously, I do take my work very seriously. But there are moments at work where I'm doing FRI admin. I won't lie. Certain guests that have been booked have been done while I've been processing orders. There are things that go on in the Fools chat that happen that I just stay abreast of. So, yeah, obviously, I do more work than I do FRI. But considering I always say that there's not much planning goes into the actual shows. I do spend quite a bit of time on FRI admin, if that makes sense. Mike said he had a good day yesterday. Good. I'm glad. I drew USA in the Dan's design sweepstakes, so I'm relying on the corruption of Trump and FIFA. I didn't even do the office sweepstake. I organise them. I organise them for everything, whether it's the football, the Grand National, whatever it is. But I do not want to be accused of being corrupt should I be fortunate enough to draw a good horse or a good team. So I just never enter. I organise stuff for other people to have fun, but I never enter. Here come USA again. Oh, it's in! It's 1-0. The hosts are ahead after 10 minutes. Tell you what, they're looking a bit tasty. I mean, I suggested Paraguay were going to be quite good, and they brushed them aside. 10 minutes in, they're already 1-up against Australia. I'm not suggesting they're world champions material, but are USA maybe better than we thought? Has Poch done a good job here? Will Poch be back in major club football? Just had a message about Father's Day and what other people are up to. What's people's favourite moments of this World Cup been? What's people's least favourite moments? That's a great run. Poor goalkeeping and defending, but a great run. Decent goal. Fair play. Nice little outside of the foot flip. Oh, it's an own goal. Oh, okay, that's different. He just couldn't sort his feet out, could he? Just could not sort his feet. Because I haven't had anyone in the stream, in the thing beforehand, doing the chat and stuff, please let me know if either my fan is blowing down the microphone, I'm hoping it's not, or you can hear the telly. I have notched BBC down to a 4 on the volume. But please do let me know. You can see some of my England flags going along the wall in the background. Evening, Barry. Oh, Barry, I have. Let me do it while we're I mean, why not? I have a picture for you that you asked for. Let me log into my email on the other screen and I can send it to you. Do I have your email address? That's the question. I must have your email address. If not, send me a message with your email address and I will send you the picture that you asked for. No, I have nothing under Barry. Just drop me a text with your email address and I will send it while I'm streaming, while I remember, while I'm on the laptop. Drink. I don't want the iron brew yet. That's for the Scotland game. Water today. Best bit of the World Cup is Messi scoring 3 and Ronaldo not. Messi scoring 3 wouldn't even be in my top 3 moments of the World Cup so far. But I suppose if you're big on that, what's going on with my hair? If you're big on that Ronaldo versus Messi debate, I suppose it's a convenient moment. Let's not forget though, Kane's got 2, Haaland's got 2. Mike confirming he can't hear my fan or my TV. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. Just seen a message that says ex-Cheltenham player scores in World Cup. Hashtag wrongnet. Ah, perfect, Barry. Thank you. Let me send this now. I realise I don't often play the dubstep one at the start of an episode because it's so long. But I figured as it was just me, it would be okay. So for anyone who's heard it for the first time, what did you think? Right. Barry, you should have that now. Ream is a budget Robbie Savage. That's funny because I described Madueke or Midueke as I was calling him the other night, as Timofey Walcott. What do people think of England's performance? Overall, considering how angry I was at certain things, overall, I thought England were good. It was a good result. I don't think we should have conceded the 2 we did. And I think if the correct experienced centre-back had been called up, we wouldn't have conceded the 2 that we did. I think, for me personally, thinking what some of the other comments and podcasts and stuff that I've seen, I'm struggling with Reece James. I thought Jed Spence was a lot better when he came on, but maybe that's because Croatia were tired. John Stones, as I say, if you swap it, I mean, obviously Mark Gahey should be our starting centre-back. But if you also add Harry Maguire into that instead of John Stones, I think it's a lot stronger. He definitely puts his head on stuff that John Stones doesn't. Other than that, I saw a lot of people slagging off Anthony Gordon's performance. And while I concede and accept that perhaps he wasn't the most thrilling to watch from an attacking sense, I also don't feel he was given the service that the likes of Madueke was to his benefit. But what he does do, and what I did love, him and Elliot Anderson, their press is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So I hope he's not dropped for the Ghana game. I actually suggested to Woody, I think it was in the chat, that Ghana was going to be a more difficult opposition in the group. And credit to Panama, they are better than when we last played them. I still think we should beat them and should beat them comfortably. But they've definitely improved since we last played them. Was Gahey? I don't know, because he came on for a few minutes, didn't he? So it's a bit odd. I haven't seen the news on Declan Rice yet either as to whether he's fit or not. I think it was just a precaution more than anything. But yeah, so Gordon and Anderson, I really like the look of their press, their work rate, their energy is going to be big for England. Harry Kane looked every bit what we need Harry Kane to look like. So it's exciting. My hope is nice. Rice is mullered. My hope is we pretty much go same again, swapping out Stones, maybe James and Madueke for better players. That's poor from Australia. 1 second. Slack pass. The cross comes to nothing. We beat Ghana, and then we can rest everybody for Panama. We can let the likes of Ollie Watkins come out, get some game time, get some minutes, get some goals. We can let some of the more fringe players play. I'm still not convinced that calling up Chalabar was right, but then there's a number of things that Tuchel did with the squad that I'm not impressed with. But there's a reason I sit here doing this twice a week, and there's a reason he's paid multi-millions of pounds to be in America right now. You never know, maybe one day. Pickford looked very sunburned by full time. I can't say that I noticed, but that's tickled me. I've been having arguments, as some of you will know, I've been having a lot of arguments with people about Pickford for a number of weeks in the lead up to this World Cup. I genuinely believe Pickford is a top 5 in the world goalkeeper. And I had some people after the goals Croatia scored saying, how can you say that about Pickford? In fact, one message I got said Pickford couldn't Pickford couldn't catch a cold, the traditional nonsense. And I turned around and said, I would trust Pickford. I would trust Pickford with my life. Never mind a ball. I do argue. Let's give you some FRI updates just while stuff is going on. Again, feel free all night, send any questions you like. I will pretty much answer anything. Heated discussions. No, they don't even have to be heated. It's just when people are talking absolute wow that it annoys me. I'm happy to have a proper discussion. It's when people have nonsensical debates. I go full head loss. FRI updates. The rerun, if you like, of the Millionaire Challenge. Hannah is booked in for July. I'm not sure who she's picked as her teammate yet, but she is booked in. She's assured me it's in her diary. I want to say the 13th. Don't quote me on that. but it's definitely booked in for July. That is done. We will be rescheduling what was supposed to be tonight's NFL deep dive. I will let you know as that happens. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet, but I will let you know as soon as it does. I'll come to yours in a second, I think, then. What else can I tell you about FRI? Yeah, we mentioned it the other day. There is talk. It is still early discussion, but there seem to be a few of you who were up for it. There is genuine talk about FRI kind of diversifying and having a local women's football specific show. Thank you for those who showed an interest and sent us ideas of how it could work. I really like it. By the end of, it would have been Tuesday, I was getting the messages. By the end of Tuesday, I genuinely thought like a whole show had been planned and it was just a case of dropping us in there and doing it. So hopefully that will come off for the new season. There's a few things we still need to work out. Obviously, I mean, we have a big team of 15 of us, plus anyone we bring involved to help do that justice. But essentially, you know, we already do 2 a week. We don't want to overdo the content so that people don't enjoy watching us. What else can I tell you? FRI Bake Off 2 is coming soon with special guests. America in the area again, well blocked. That is coming early July. I'm looking forward to that. I know certain fools who were not involved the first time are getting involved. As I say, there are special guests getting involved. I'm hoping to do something significantly better this year. But that will be, I want to say that's the 6th of July. Rings a bell. Sorry, I was just watching Australia attack. And I've also had an idea, which I can't tell whether the guys are just really busy today or they hate the idea that much that not one of them have replied to me. Maybe Barry can confirm. He's in the chat. I was watching, some of you may know them, the Australian group, the OGs, and they've just released a video of Truth or Drink, essentially Truth or Dare, but if you don't answer the question, you have to shot. And I think FRI does Truth or Shot would be hilarious. I think it would be really, really good. So I've put it in the chat that I want to do it either at Christmas or next summer. I'm thinking Christmas because I won't want to wait a whole year before doing it. I think that's, oh, there is also, oh, Australia could have equalised there. Yes, a fool that didn't win is still sulking. It's got defamation lawsuits written all over it. That's why I want to do it. Meant to ask her tonight who her teammate would be. Ah, right. I see what you mean. Sorry, you're going back one. Okay. And next year, I have an idea. Again, it's very much in the infancy even. I have 2 ideas actually, but we turn 6 years next year at FRI, and our anniversary will fall on an episode day. So although it's still a year away, because we haven't even had our 5th birthday yet, I'm starting to get ideas of what that might look like. No, hang on. It's not 6 years this year. It must be 6 years this year. Yeah, ignore me. It's 6 years this year. That's why I have ideas. I thought that was a bit ahead of myself. So yeah, I have 2 ideas to celebrate 6 years of FRI. Again, all these things I haven't. So I have a spreadsheet and I write all my ideas down and I just see how many I can develop. Some people get to hear about them. Some people don't. If it's basic stuff, for example, it generally goes in the group. If it's slightly more highbrow, I'll discuss it with the likes of, say, Woody first, see what he thinks. If he thinks it's a terrible idea, then I don't tell the rest of the group. So I don't want them to think that I'm really bad at this. And then there are other things like, for example, certain quiz ideas I have, I'll run by Mike because he's our go-to for questions. We are at the hydration break of the first half. USA 1, Australia 0. I'm going to throw it out there. I don't think it warrants the anger and the disgust it gets. I'm not for them by any stretch of the imagination, and I definitely don't think they would take on over here the same way as a halftime show wouldn't take on over here. but they are there. And if done correctly, for example, during the England game, I was really intrigued with the actual analysis that was going on. So to hear afterwards that people are putting in complaints that it looks like she's been put in a kitchen, it's like people have got too much time on their hands, man. Because the actual analysis that was being done was really good and really interesting to listen to. Although, you know, it's breaking up this game, I don't really get the point because they're only adding the time on after. So the players are still out there longer. I don't really think it needs the absolute vile disgust that it gets online. It is 6 years this year. Thank you, Mike. 11-a-side match at the County Ground versus Legends. A charity match has been discussed in the past. There are certain ideas we have. How possible it is, I don't know. For many reasons. Would we get a crowd first and foremost? Is, you know, there's one thing like the OSC putting on a charity match full of Swindon legends. People want to go and see that. There's another thing, FRI putting on a charity match and people wanting to watch basically a load of 30-plus-year-old men who can't run, have almost no athletic ability between us, with the exception of Craig Garvin on his day rich. Yes, they do. They do run the adverts in the hydration breaks. That's exactly why they're there. They're not there for hydration. They're not there for sports science. They're there for the adverts. And that's why it won't take on over here. But yes, there has been conversations. There are ideas. It's more than just we could do this. There has been genuinely thought. There has been people reached out to. There has been ideas circulated. Whether that ever happens, I wouldn't like to say. But there is more than a base idea about how FRI could do a charity match. Mixed legends. Yeah, absolutely. I've just realised you look like Kung Fu Panda. I mean, I do mixed martial arts. Not that you could tell by my physique, but I am a black belt in mixed martial arts. Fools do football. So this has been on the Rogue Promises for a while. The problem I have is getting everybody together, because I would love to shoot foot golf. And I think you guys have got 2 courses down there to do it. I know we've got one up here, but it's a lot easier for me to come to you than you all to come to me. There's one sort of Bassett Rawton way that I definitely know of. Somewhere out that direction. I know they are 2 different directions, but you kind of drive out that way. I'm sure there's another one as well. But yes, I would love to do foot golf with you all. It's just finding time where at least half of you are available. There must be something in it. I mean, I'm taking it as a compliment because people like Kung Fu Panda. Oh, that might be what I'm thinking of. 2 courses at Bassett Downs. Yeah, possibly. But yes, so to separate the 2, foot golf's been on the list a little while. That will happen at some point. That will definitely happen. I think if it wasn't for the fact, not that it directly matters, but if it wasn't the fact that we had the World Cup / Fool's Night Out and we had Woody Stag Do, then there may be something else in it, because there's also something to do with Fools doing darts that we want to plan. That's been on the thing for probably a year. Foot golf. I wish I had my spreadsheet here so I could share it with you all, so you could see the sort of ideas we had. Like, we love our roots, and we will never move away from, you know, the Monday review shows and the Friday preview shows. But genuinely, I love the fact that the group has come so far from where we started that we could come up with these social ideas that we think people would be interested in watching back. I love our game shows. I absolutely love our game shows. This is why Question of Sport's become an annual tradition, because the guys love doing it as well. You did mean it in a positive way. Thank you. Thank you. You asked me a question earlier, which I said I'd come back to. Here it is. Which is the biggest loss, Oldacre or Wright? I mean, it's Hobson's choice, really, to be honest. I would probably say Oldacre is the bigger loss of the two, because I don't think it's an unknown fact that I had a lot of issues with Will Wright professionally. Let's be very clear, professionally. I've never met the guy in person. I'm sure he's absolutely lovely. But I had a lot of issues with his performances in the Swindon shirt. I know he also had a lot of external factors which may have affected that, which maybe I wasn't kind enough to at certain points. But overall, I don't think his tenure at Swindon is even going to be memorable in his career. Oldacre wasn't the best, but he had something about him, and something that we're going to be missing a lot, because he didn't do it a lot, but he could create. And Barry says Oldacre all day. So hopefully that answers your question. What do you think, then? Let me know what you think. Bobby, sod off. What else can I tell you? I'm interested to know, and I appreciate it's a very niche group, and probably of the people watching right now, only Mike will have any idea what I'm talking about. But has anybody, even if you've not been chipping into the chat, has anybody seen any of our Late Limbs FC content that me and my mate Smuts do? Because I've actually really been enjoying it, and I really hope that more people can get involved. And by involved, I don't just mean watching it. If you're unfamiliar with what this is, we have edited the Championship Manager 0102 database. And what we've done is we've created a team called Late Limbs, and we have created from scratch a batch of real life people to be the players. So, for example, I'm a player. Mike is a player. And a number of other people, whether it be Swindon fans, FRI panelists, we've got friends that we've met through playing Champ Online since COVID, etc. And what we're doing is we are signing the regen players so that if new people get involved, we can edit the player. So, for example, if Barry wanted to, we would now edit one of the new players and we would make it Barry so that he could do it. I think we've still got 6 players available in the current squad to be renamed as people. So I'd love to get more people involved. But yeah, anyone who has watched it, I'd love your feedback, because it's something a little bit different. Oh, that's nasty. Studs right down the calf. And I would love to get more people involved, if we can. I don't know how, if we can. Barry says, go on then, sign me up. Let me send you a couple of things, Barry. You can tell me who you want to be, because it depends on, do you want to be defender, midfielder, striker, etc. I also, in fact, I can send you those now as well. This is great content. Sorry, guys. I like to do these things while I remember. They are the 6. I've just texted you the 6 players that are available, Barry. You can pick which one you want to be. Mike's currently out on loan. I wish I had it in front. Again, something else. If I thought about this, I could have got the save off Smart and had it loaded up so you guys could see what you wanted to do. The next stream, by the way, if you are interested in finding out more about it, all of the streams are available on Fool's YouTube. We also stream it to Twitch via Smuts' account, so it's dual cast. You can go back and watch previous episodes. The next one, there's a chance there's going to be a Father's Day special. That's not confirmed yet. If not, it will almost certainly be Tuesday next week, I think we said. Which equally, if I remember correctly, will mean, yes, we are once again, because it just so happened we were doing it last week, we will be building up to the England game. Fantastic. England-Ghana, 9 p.m. Who's been staying up, by the way? Who's been staying up for the anything past midnight kickoffs? I've done a couple. I stayed up for Scotland-Haiti. I stayed up for, there was a game that kicked off at 11, so I stayed up till 1 till it finished. I've got up for a couple of 5 a.m. kickoffs, but anything kind of post 1 a.m. I've really struggled with. But what I have been doing when I go to bed is putting the TV on mute. So if I wake up, you know, old man bladder, etc., I can watch a bit before I fall back to sleep. But has anyone been crazy enough to be watching the 1 o'clocks, 2 o'clocks, 4 o'clocks? Fair play to you if you have. That's a hard effort. I think FRI wise, is that all? I think that's all I can tell you. I mean, if you've got any other questions about what's going on at FRI, by all means, I will answer them. But I think that's all I can really tell you at the moment. I see. Let's do a bit of Swindon. We've got the young lad, is it Summers, signed his first pro contract. We've had our first signing of the summer as well. It's gone down well amongst the fans. It was the statement signing everyone was looking for. And local media not travelling out to, I've forgotten already, Alicante to cover it. The clubs say no. Anything else to report? Or have I missed anything there? I've noticed a lot of the American players have the same hairstyle. They're just like, for example, they've added a colour to make it look different, or a lot of these sort of curly, not quite afros, but that similar sort of shape thing going on amongst the American players. They are looking good though, America. Here we go again. I'm not sure about this sort of 9-man wall that Australia. They did this in the first game as well. They're two very different game plans. America want to entertain their home fans. Australia want to kind of. It's almost like a damage limitation in hit on the counter, I feel. Okay, that might not be the same level of tactical analysis that you get from Emma Hayes, but it's something for you. I did have a thought the other day, because I know there's a lot of people passionate about it. We were supposed to be doing tonight Fool's Rush NFL. What are the pictures? What are the pictures on the log burner? What log burner? I'm guessing that's not. Oh, do you mean my fireplace? Do you mean here? If you mean my ones, I can go and get them. That's a faux fireplace. I've got, what have I got? I've got 2 pictures of my lad. Hang on, I can go and get them. So I've got this was a Christmas present, a caricature of me and my boy Aiden. I can't get that one down, but I've got up there, I've definitely posted a picture of it somewhere, like a Simpsons version. I love that picture. So when me and my now ex-wife split up, that one up there, the Simpsons one, is the first thing I bought for the house for myself. If you're interested, that is the photo they took it from. So they went from that to that. Might try and get the Simpsons one down in a bit, actually. And then also from different visits to Harry Potter World, I've got, this was a while ago now because my boy's 17, but this was him on the broom. And this was us on the Hogwarts Express. I will put them back later. But that's the picture. I don't think I've got any. I mean, you can't see them from the angle my camera's at, but further down the bottom of the fireplace, I've also got some old school pictures of him from when he was at primary school. So there you go. They are the pictures. Can I get the Simpsons one down? Putting it back up, that's the problem. Hang on. Sorry if you can see my stomach now doing this. Ah! So here's the Simpsons one. This is really, I love this. Again, this is the first thing I bought myself for the house after my exit. I've now got to put that back up. No problem. No problem at all. I said ask me anything. He has gone from blonde to... So, okay, so he's naturally got brown hair. He's become... So his natural character, he is I suppose people of our generation would say drama student. He's performing arts child, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so his natural character is a bit more flamboyant. So he's gone bleach blonde. He's gone auburn ginger. He's done all sorts of stuff with his hair. But he's now going back to his natural color again. It is. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. I thought they've done a great job on this. I would highly recommend, if you are a fan of they do other versions and they do other backgrounds as well. But if you are a fan of that kind of thing, they're well worth. They're not that expensive. They are well worth the money. As I say, so this was the Simpsons one. And then the other one I showed you was a Christmas present last year that Aidan got for me. A lot of people, and I'm going to get in there before someone puts it in the chat, because yes, I see where people are coming from. A lot of people say I look like Al from Al's Toy Barn in the other one. I mean, if you hadn't thought it, see if you do now. I also have, not related, but to hand, another present I've got that I've never put anywhere. Instead of danger, beware of dog, here lives a Swindon fan. That just sits on my desk to make me smile before I do podcasts. But I am a believer in keeping this kind of stuff, because I can't get it because it's upstairs in my bedroom, but I do have a shelving unit full of what I call fool's memorabilia. And from key events that we've done, whether that be, what sort of stuff I got up there? I've got little mementos from either games that we've been to as a group or events that we've done or stuff like that. I like to keep that sort of stuff. So, for example, some of you will know Sound Trauma. Saw me at a game once, introduced himself and gave me a little sticker. That little sticker is up on the shelving unit. A few years back, we did a hospitality game at the county ground where we were the match sponsors. I've kept like the program and some of the stuff from being the match day sponsor all up on the shelves. I can, if you are interested in seeing that stuff, what I will do is, like, later on, I can take some pictures and I can post them so you can see the sort of stuff. But yeah, I do have an FRI memorabilia shelf in my bedroom, because I think it's nice to keep things, not to the point of being a hoarder. I wouldn't say I was a hoarder, but I think it's nice to keep stuff that maybe you don't have pictorial evidence of. And even if you don't necessarily remember the exact moment or time, it's like, this won't go on forever. So there'll come a point where that'll all be in a box. And then one day I'll open that box and be like, oh, this was a good time. Ooh. Oh, and it's 2-0. 2-0 to the home side. Oh, is it not? Has it been ruled out? The flag's up. The flag is up. I'd like to see that again. It's a cleverly worked set piece, a very, very hard shot from the edgy area. Keeper dived, it kind of looped up in the air, and two Americans ran in and it got headed in. I'm guessing it was offside. Just watching the replay now, hang on. Oh, yeah, he was, yeah. No, yeah, he definitely was. Very offside. I don't know why they're still VAR checking the goal, I can tell you. Even in reach, you're 30 seconds ahead and I'm over here. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, a physical item like a perfume or song brings back memories that a picture can. It's very true, although I'll be honest, and you know, maybe we're getting a bit deep here, but I don't mind. I don't mind that. I've always been a fan of music, but these last few years, particularly, what's going on? Hang on one sec, I'll come back to that. Well, it's been given. I'm not sure why. Hang on, I've got to turn it up to understand what's happened here. I don't want to break any broadcasting rules, but I have no idea what's just happened. Can someone explain to me what's just happened? I don't know how that's been given. Is it because it came off an Australian player? What's happened here? Oh, because the player that scored wasn't offside. I know he was. I don't understand what's happened here. Can someone explain this to me? He was onside. Okay. Well, it's 2-0. It is 2-0 to the USA. They've deserved it. They've been much the better side. Australia really need to come out and try now. What was I saying? Yeah, it's music. I have, again, I've always been a fan of music, but these last few years in particular, I've found being more connected with music. But you are absolutely right, Ben, that physical items can definitely bring back memories. Has anybody seen the new Scary Movie film yet? Because I very, very much want to go. I haven't had the opportunity to go yet. I've had one review and it's not been the best. That won't stop me from going, but I'm just interested if anyone else has been. 7 minutes of added on time. And what have people had for tea? As I said at the very beginning, I'm starving. So any inspo would be much appreciated. I have nothing in the house. So realistically, full time of this game, I will be ordering something in time for the Scotland game. Otherwise, I'm just eating my way through the tea cakes and the caramel wafers, which is supposed to be saved for the Scotland game. Oh, I've just seen it now, Rachel. I've had the little, I've had the line. Yeah, he was onside. Fair play. Chicken burger and chips and a chippy with garlic mayo. Had Chinese twice and Indian this week. Oh, good lad. So we've had this chat on the show before. I love a Chinese. I'm not massive on Indian. I can eat it. I'm not massive on Indian. Chicken burger and chips sound nice. I'm not a garlic mayo guy. Considering, I know it's not the same thing, obviously, but like, I don't mind garlic in my food. I love garlic bread. I'm just not big on garlic mayo, which caught my mum off guard once a couple of years back. I was down in Swindon visiting. She'd gone to a local establishment to get us all a kebab and chips. I can't tell you which one she went to at that point, but she went and got us all kebab and chips. And I got mine right thinking, and I was like, oh, what's that? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, what have you had on this? And she said, garlic mayo. I said, I don't like garlic mayo. I think my brother does. So maybe just got the son confused. Oh, Bobbit, no. Bobby's just started winding the football. I've lost those 30 seconds now, Rachel. Here's Bobbit. For anyone who's not seen him for a while. the killer of streams. What's wrong? The Hellman's one, okay. Maybe I'll try that sometime. Here's a question. So we do a thing at work called Friday Questions. It's generally where I get the inspiration for the normal opening questions for fools as well. He's seen his butt, never face. Bob it. Let the people see you. You are cute. No. Right. This went well. But I can ask you the questions if you like. So today's questions were, what was the last line from a TV show or film that you quoted or paraphrased? To which I replied that just yesterday, Aidan asked me where something was, and I pointed, put on a character voice and said, it's over there by the cat. For you Harry Potter fans, you will identify Molly Weasley. Question 2. What would you consider your signature dish to prepare? Now, I've openly said in the past that I'm not a good cook. I'd like to think I could do a half decent cooked breakfast. But yeah, I'm not amazing at cooking at all by any stretch of the imagination. And then question 3 was, with the success of the new series of Clarkson Farm, what is your favourite farmyard animal? To which I replied, I always like to see sheep and lamb when I go to the farm. So if you have answers to any of those questions, by all means, throw those in the chat as well. We are 51 minutes, so we've got what, another 30 seconds before half time. Okay, that's enough of that, Bobby. Thank you. You don't want to see the people? Just watching this attack go down the right-hand side. Into the area. Back out the area. Onto the left foot, into the goalkeeper's hands. That should be about it. Australia maybe one last chance on their left-hand side. There's just no pace about their build-up, but they have got into the area. But forced out, no danger. Oh, there's a bit of afters. Absolutely no need for that. And that is half time. I'll be back. Nice. Stir fry. Okay, cool. And your favourite farmyard animal is the third question. It is half time. It's 2-0 to America. An 11th minute own goal for that 43rd minute headed goal that was initially ruled out, but then ruled back in. I will take a short break. I will be back before the second half starts. Let's all go and replenish our drinks and our snacks and anything else. I'm going to try and put the Simpsons picture back up on the wall. But I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you, as I said at the very beginning, thank you to everyone who's joined thus far. Apologies, it's not a polished performance, but these things never are. But no, it's very much appreciated that you are joining me at this point. So yeah, we'll take a few minutes break. And before the second half comes back, I will be back and you can continue to ask as many different questions on as many different subjects as you like. But honestly, thank you very much for that first half. I will see you ahead of the second. sorry, I forgot to take Loop off. Welcome back. I hope you've replenished your snacks, replenished your drinks. You're ready for the second half. What did you think to the first half? Are you even watching it, or are you just watching me? Do let me know. Like we did with the first half, any questions you have about anything. We've covered a lot of FRI stuff in that first half. We've touched on Swindon a little bit. If there's any other wider questions on football you want to ask, or more Swindon Town specific questions you want to ask, please do. Live chat's going to remain available, and I'm going to keep the stream going until the full-time whistle, which will then give me time to prepare for the Scotland game. As I said in the intro, apologies that this isn't the show that we planned for, that had been in the books for a few weeks. Half of tonight's scheduled panel were unavailable in the end due to unforeseen circumstances. So we have postponed it. It'll get pushed back. There will be an NFL show at some point. And I don't think I finished making the point I was going to make a few minutes ago, actually. There's a lot of people who enjoy it as well. I'm a casual viewer. I wouldn't say I was a fan as such, but I think there's potentially, if with all the other ones we've done, maybe we do Fool's Rush Formula One as well. I think that could be cool for that. There's so many people interested in Formula One. It's another one for the Rogue Promises spreadsheet. USA 71% possession. 14 touches in the opposition box. It's been a good performance. It's so tough because you just don't know how good some of these nations actually are. Like America's smashing Paraguay and now doing a number on Australia. It would be different if they come up against, say, a France. But equally, you're doing these sides an injustice because you can only beat what's in front of you. I mean, I wish Swindon were finished the season playing like America have started this World Cup. Let's be honest. From what people have seen, is that who are the major threats? France, the obvious one. I've actually been more excited by some of the not lesser nations, because I don't mean the likes of Curacao, for example, but Japan impressed me against the Netherlands. Who was the other one? Japan and why can't I think? Who are the other ones that really impressed me? I can't think now. Norway were good the other night as well. Who was the other team that have actually been really? Oh, Morocco against Brazil. But obviously they're playing Scotland tonight. I'm interested to watch that because I don't know. I don't know how highly I rate this Brazil squad. I don't think they're very good by Brazil standards. That is not by football standards. So it'll be interesting to see. Like if Morocco go and tear Scotland a new one, I get it. Mike says, do you get asked to go on other teams' fan content as an opposition fan? Or do they all get banned? Very, very occasionally. I would love to do more. And if anyone knows people looking for Swindon fans, I would love to do more. I think Ben is very, very Yes, I think my sound is back, but now my camera's gone. One sec. Right, hopefully it's back this time. I've just unplugged everything. I think the cat might have knocked something and then I didn't notice because we went to the break. Hopefully that's it. I don't know that time. I really don't know. I'm not sure why it keeps going. It's one of those, once it goes once, it keeps going. Hopefully, let's hope. Like we went a whole hour with nothing and now it keeps dropping. Hopefully that'll be it. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, Mike, thank you. But hopefully you got enough of an answer that it made sense. Brazil Haiti, I think, is what, like 2:30 in the morning? I'm not planning on staying up for that. There are some interesting looking games over the weekend, though. Sweden, Netherlands, I think tomorrow, 6 o'clock. That'll be a good game. If anyone is watching at the moment that will be watching again when Mike comes back, remind me to ask him what his issue was with my England glasses the other night, by the way. Panel are looking tanned, aren't they, on the BBC? Really enjoying life. What a good looking panel it is too. Nothing compared to a regular FRI panel, though, of course. Of course. So come on, let's hit up some other questions. Do you have any questions about thoughts on Swindon Town? Anything else on FRI you want to know? Any road questions for me? As you would have seen from our social content in the past, when I've been bored and I've thrown out the asking, I get it's not anonymous now, so you might be a bit more reserved too. I could throw open an anonymous link and then just read them out if you prefer, but by all means, come and ask me some questions. I thought the camera was freezing then, but no, everything seems okay. I'm really conscious now that it's gone 3 times that it's all just going to disappear. So please let me know if anything does seem at all untoward. As the players come back out, just watching the Americans run back out here. See if there's any halftime subs. Buy a TV license, scan the QR code. I think I'm going to have to order something in for dinner. I'm feeling quite peckish. Looks like a double sub for Australia. Just double checking. Those shirts, what, the American ones or the Australian ones? Australia is fairly generic. What's wrong with the American shirts? I can't say I thought much about it. Hang on, I'll wait for the camera to pan around again. Rachel, how has the atmosphere been over in America? The build-up we see looks like the locals are enjoying the other nations' fans being over, but it looks like after the big win against Paraguay, that national pride in it, I suppose, is that the right way of looking at it? There just seems a bit more optimism from American fans generally. I'm not sure where in America you are, but does that ring true? Love to be in America for the World Cup. I've never attended any tournament. Absolutely love to. Oh, we've got a foul kickoff. Nobody cares near me in Detroit. Now, we know that my geography isn't strong at all, but I'm sure I've watched enough American TV drama. Like, is Detroit? I'm not going to make myself look very stupid here. No, hang on. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Where's Detroit? What's that? Detroit's Michigan. I know that. Ohio. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not where I thought it was. Detroit on a map. I know it won't be, but Detroit is kind of, if I'm looking for places I will know, Chicago, I would guess. I'm going to Philly for the July 4th game. Can't wait. Now, interestingly, and I don't think this is it, I read somewhere that there is a certain set of results that meant that USA could have played England on the 4th of July. Midwest, thank you. Interesting. Is there any, again, forgive me for what will probably be conceived as ignorance, but again, it's just geography isn't my strong point. Is there any major like city around Detroit where any of these games are being played? Like, what's the nearest? Is Philly the closest one for you? Or are you just going because it's the 4th of July game? I think you'll see France v Germany. What a game. A great game. Absolutely classic game. Toronto is closest. Now, that's Canada, yeah? I'm not being stupid saying that. This is where Rich would be a godsend because he's done America. I have been to America, but I spent 4 days in New York. That's all I've done. I had a great time. Absolutely loved New York. Sorry, excuse me. It was a weird 4 days. I had every weather. I had glorious sunshine. I had pissing down rain. I had snow. It was weird, but I got to sample some authentic America as best as New York can, including the day it snowed was our free day. So I took the opportunity to go to Central Park, see that in the snow, wrote STFC in the snow as well, because I'm cool like that. Something's really tickling my throat here. Picked up a loose ball again. Australia just not at it. Not at it at all. Yeah, that's a foul as well. So, Rachel, if you are still there and you don't mind sharing, educate me. Are you Swindon born and gone out to America, or are you American born and Swindon through family, or any other reason? How did a Detroit living resident be a Swindon fan? That's the sort of stories that fascinate me. I love how these little quirks bring people together. In other football news, by the way, if you did miss it, and there's every chance you did because it's not relevant to 99% of you, I would be lumping every penny I have on either Russell Martin to be the first manager sacked or Leicester to get another relegation, because that's one of the worst appointments I've ever seen. Well, that's four pass. Swindon moved here. Oh, nice. Millennium move. Has it always been that kind of Detroit area, or have you moved around America? America could absolutely smash these. They could absolutely destroy this Australia team. I could see another 4. I really can. Hopeful looking cross into the box for the away side. Picked it up again, but easily won back. Now America can counter. Oh, if he's fast, he's through. He is through. It should be free. What's he doing? Oh, that should absolutely be free. That should absolutely be free. He got caught in about 7 minds and could not decide what to do. Always in Metro Detroit. It's a great place to be. Give me 3 facts about Detroit then. I'm trying to think what shows reference Detroit. I know there was an episode of White Collar which referenced Detroit because one of the characters' hometown was there, even though they were... White Collar was set in... I want to say New York somewhere, but I can't remember which specific suburb. Mike's back. Hey, Mike. Mike, you weren't a fan of my England glasses that I posted when I did my hydration break picture. What was wrong with them? Or was it the headband? They're both over there, by the way. We're getting a... I'm learning about Rachel's move out to America at the moment. Stevie Wonder, Aretha, Diana. Is that all I need to know? Wow. I mean, it's certainly a better front three than Fyfie, Woody, Rich, isn't it? Let's be honest. Rachel was the first American to sponsor a Swindon women's player. There we go. Although she's not American. It was the over-enthusiasm. Okay, fair enough. I get passionate. You've seen me and Wazza. We love our country. We love the World Cup. We love the Euros. We are the people. We are like Ben for Swindon. We are the people that will be it's coming home until the very moment it's not. Is that a dual citizen because of how long you've been out there now, or did you already have dual citizenship through, I'm guessing, probably family? I love learning about people. Oh, the Fools chat's kicking off. Do you want a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on in the Fools chat? Hang on, let me read and make sure it's... Ben's not happy with Australia because America are claiming the World Cup. A quote's been made, which I won't read because it'd be unfair to read it out. But let's just the follow-up comment is: have you met Arsenal fans? Oh, you applied and did the citizenship test. Fair play. Is it, again, I don't know. I haven't had to do it, obviously. I've heard rumours of what I presume it's more of a UK than an English citizenship tested. But do you have to know specific things about American culture and American history to be able to pass it? Again, it's fascinating. I love learning this kind of stuff. Where else am I going to get the opportunity to ask someone with real life experience, like what it's like moving out to America and qualifying for citizenship and stuff? This is, for me, this is one of the best bits about what we do, when you get to talk to people. And yes, this might be different in terms of not doing it face to face, but this whole thing started along the ticker. I said you could ask me anything, and I spent the last 5 minutes asking Rachel all sorts of questions. I appreciate the sharing, by the way, Rachel. Thank you. 55 on the clock, still 2-0 to the USA. Should be free. How far do you think this American, like, because they have been impressive thus far, how far do you feel this American side can go in the tournament? Are they qualify from the group, but that's about it? Can they get last 16? Can they get quarterfinals? Dare I say, could they go all the way? You have to answer 10 questions, read and write sentences. Good thing I'm Swindon Ball. Yeah, I don't think I would. I mean, obviously, you clearly get opportunity to study for it, but I don't think I'd be very good. I can't name presidents. I don't know significant moments. Anything I would be able to do would come from either growing up on Nickelodeon shows, a small acceptance of certain American TV series, and that's pretty much it. I'm not, again, geography is, I love history, but it was more British history, so I don't know a great deal. Like the most I know about American history probably comes from watching Hamilton twice. And that's not being, what's the name? I just haven't been, what's the word? I haven't been subjected to a means to gain the knowledge. That's the right way of saying it. I would love to know more about lots of places. I would love to travel to lots more places. I'm very keen to see places, and it's like a lot of my friends don't understand. Like, I would prefer, if I was to go off on holiday on my own, for example, I prefer city breaks because I like to experience, not necessarily the touristy places, if that makes sense, but I like to experience the well-known places to say that I've done it. And there are lots of niche and extravagant and amazing places that I've probably never even heard of. But it's like, so my bucket list of places I always wanted to visit was Rome, Sydney. I'd like to do the Trinidad and Tobago Islands. I'd like to do Tokyo. Where else would be bucket list? I had the opportunity a couple of years ago. I went to Rome, but I didn't get to finish it. I did get to go to the Colosseum, which was huge, and I loved the Colosseum. It just, there's something about being there. It's, people talk about aura and people having aura, but I feel places have aura, and like the Colosseum is somewhere that has aura. But yeah, I'd like to do Rio. I'd like to do Sydney, and I'd like to do Tokyo. Like, and obviously you can't do those for long weekends. I fully appreciate that, but I would much rather, for me, go to some of these places than say a week's all inclusive in Ibiza, if that makes sense. They gave me so whatever this is hasn't translated into the live chat, but I guess it's some sort of history CD that you listen to. Mike says, I'd have loved to go to Iceland as well as Rome. Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm bound by both a mix of parental responsibility and just not being able to afford to do all the stuff I would love to do in life. But I'm quite happy plotting around Europe for the next however many years. Like, I would love to go to Scandinavia. I'd love to do Sweden. I've never been to Germany. I'd like to do some Germany. There's other places in Italy. Like, I've I've been to Rome and I spent a day in Pisa. I'd love to do Milan. I've done Barcelona, but I've never done Madrid. Valencia is supposed to be really nice. And even some of the smaller places, like Malta's supposed to be really nice. Maybe parts of San Marino. I mean, France. I've done Disneyland, but I've been to a place just outside Paris called Asterix Park, which is based on, if you know it, Asterix and Obelix. But I've never been to Paris or Marseille or these kinds of places. I mean, I was only talking to someone at work the other day. I grew up in Scotland, but I've not been back as an adult. I would love to go and do Glasgow and Edinburgh. Newcastle's on my list of UK places that I've never been to. I'd love to do Newcastle. I'm off down to Brighton in a few weeks with a friend, which I'm looking forward to. And we're just spending the day in Brighton, and we're basically trying to get as much of Brighton in that day as possible. I've done Brighton once before. I had a weekend there. It was the first place me and again my now ex-wife went to, but we didn't do a lot of the things that we're going to do. For limitation reasons. So we're gonna absolutely blitz a day at Brighton. There's so many places I would love to go and see. I'm now interested in what other places, like Rachel, you said that you've always lived in that same area since you moved out there in 2000. But what other places in America have you seen? Like we all know the touristy places. Would I want to go and see the Grand Canyon? Yeah, I'm sure it'd be cool. Would I want to do Route 66? Probably not. That's not a bit of me. The same as Vegas, I don't think would be a bit of me. But maybe like, see, I absolutely loved New York when I went. It was so good. And I was very fortunate with what we got to do in New York. We got to go, we stayed near Madison Square Gardens. And one night we got to go and watch NBA basketball. Another night we got to go and watch ice hockey. Like, that was class. I got to go to the Hershey factory. Like I say, I got to go to Central Park and all this kind of stuff. It was absolutely class. Mike says best place I've been was Cuba. We went a lot. I made some friends and were able to go and visit their families. Yeah, see, that's class. I would love to do that kind of stuff. But my issue there, and it's purely a me issue, and people don't always understand this about me because they think, for example, people at work see how I am at work. People who see me do this, they have a certain thought of my character and personality. I'm socially extremely awkward. I'm not very good around people I don't know or in places I don't know. So on the one hand, when it comes to this kind of stuff, planning holidays, brilliant at it. I have spreadsheets, I have lists, I'm that one who will plan the entire thing. But you ask me to go and meet locals and become friends with them and do that kind of stuff. I'm not good at it. I spent not last weekend, the weekend before, I was down in Western Supermare at the music festival. And with the exception of the food and drinks vendors and one guy who, it was only because he approached me, I didn't speak to anyone for the weekend. I kind of kept myself to myself. I was there on my own. I didn't have a group of friends or anything with me. I just stood there. I listened to the music. I went back to my B&B. That was it. Turns out there were a couple of people who watched Fools and a couple of other Swindon fans there. Had I known, I would have quite happily gone up and said hi. And like kind of just, if they were happy for me to tag along, but I didn't realize they were there at the time. But yeah, I'm socially extremely awkward. Extremely awkward. Mike says, I used to be socially awkward, then not to give it a... That's the weird thing, is I don't generally, but there's something about me that I feel I don't want people to either A, feel like they have to spend time with me they don't want to, or B, I don't want to intrude on people's time when, time is valuable and you want to spend time with who you want to spend time with, not some 6'2" Swindon fan who's lived everywhere from St Andrews to Leicester, Oxford and Swindon. It's a weird thing. Like I say, people have actually noticed it when I'm out with balls in Swindon, that around the guys, I'm exactly how you see me on the screen. This is me. This is what I do. But for example, if I'm with the guys and they start talking to people they know, but I don't necessarily know who these people are, I will slip to the back. I got asked just the other day, you may have seen, we shared a picture that was taken. Oh, sorry, I got distracted by Australia attacking, but no, it's come to nothing. I got asked the other day, there was a picture that we shared from Ned's birthday party. He had a surprise party, a group of the fools were there. And this group picture was taken. And although you had Barry at the front being funny, being short, I was at, like, everyone else was stood in a line and I was just at the back. And someone who doesn't even know the fools just asked me, why were you just kind of a floating head at the back? And I was like, because I don't need to be front and center. You know, that wasn't for me. That was for Ned. He should be front and center. It was his birthday party. They were like, yeah, I get that, but you don't have to be just at the back. And I was like, well, I'm just comfortable there, I suppose. Anyway, again, we've gone a bit deep there. Sorry, Woody's just messaged me. Just told him I'm enjoying chatting to Mike and Rachel on the show. Again, I get that. I'm also, although it's kind of weird, I'm not body conscious in the sense of I am what I am, but I'm also appreciate that there is stuff I could do for it to be better. So I'm very conscious in photos how I appear. Like, I make the mistake, because a lot of the fools are tall, I make the mistake of kind of arms around the shoulder, but that lifts t-shirts up. So I'm trying very hard to not do that, because otherwise I have to crop photo. You'll notice if you go back through the Fools Gallery, certain pictures are cropped in such a way, because I've probably been like this, say, around Ned or Wazza, who are equal or taller than me, and it's meant my t-shirt or shirt or whatever I'm wearing is ridden up, and I'm like, oh no, you can see a bit of stomach. That's a horrible picture that no one wants to see. So I crop it in such a way. Oh, we've reached the second half hydration break. Everyone drinks out. I am enjoying some of the AI stuff that's going on about this. Like, I saw the England players on their hydration break having cups of tea with sauces and stuff. That was quite funny. I'm loving a lot of the videos of the Scotland fans. Lager Shandy. Thank you very much. Are you sending me one? I mean, I'd certainly take it. Or is that just what you're having for your hydration break? It's certainly better than my water. Should say, actually, while I remember, next week it's a regular Fool's Week, from what I can recall. Monday, we'll obviously be talking about, or looking ahead to, England-Ghana, as well as talk about any other news that comes out of STFC. And Friday, well, Thursday, is fixture release day. Got the date right. So Friday, we'll be talking about that. It's exciting. You'll have actual people on the screen talking actual things. I love that Scotland Drunk Boss. Oh, it's the best thing. The content is superb about that. I've got a choice of water or lemon squash. I'm not sure how I feel about lemon squash. I'm more of an apple and blackcurrant kind of guy. People couldn't understand, so we had our work summer event last weekend. The first part of it was in a pub where we got given drinks vouchers and there was some food put on, and then we went to Leicester races. After a few ciders, because obviously West Country boy, I moved on to vodka pineapple. And people couldn't understand why I was doing it. And I got a few people to try, and they're like, you can't really taste the vodka in it. And I was like, I know, it's dangerous. They were very impressed when they realized that I'd done about 2 cartons of pineapple juice. And I think by the time we'd done in the pub, I think I'd done 3 ciders and 3 ciders, 9 vodka pineapples, and 1 double vodka pineapple. Vegemite free zone is the sign that's being held up. Oh, the abs are out as well on these American lads. I'd be interested if Rachel's still watching. I'd be interested to know, because as far as I understand how broadcasting works, she'll be seeing the same pictures that we see. If that's right. The only difference is the hydration. Oh, but that was hydration break, so maybe she didn't see any of that. But yeah, I believe the pictures are the same. It's just through different broadcasting agents. Maybe I'm wrong. That's how I understood it worked. But the action is back underway. Australia are coming forward with something that resembles purpose, but the attack's broken down into nothing. Do remember, by the way, for those who were at the start, apologies for repeating myself, but the much more professional and polished performance of a watch along is being done from 10:45 over on Absolute Football Pod. Shah and her team will be doing a watch along for the Scotland game. I will likely be in the chat. I'm not quite as bad watching Scotland games as I am watching England games. For those who have done Swindon watch-alongs with me in the past, it's very much the same. The only difference between a watch-along and just watching it on telly is, because I'm not on the camera, I pace up and down. So you can't really get a gauge for this, but to give you an idea, because you can only see half my room, basically what you can see, there's another half, okay? But step-wise, it takes me roughly 5 or 6 steps to get from like the bay window to the staircase over there. And to give you an idea of how much I pace when I'm watching Swindon or England, and I'm not doing this because I have to concentrate on being on camera, I did over 1,000 steps in the first half, bearing in mind it's only 5 there and 5 back. Different countries will broadcast different ads or none at all. I'm surprised ITV don't. I was planning on watching the Absolute Football. Yeah, you should. Honestly, they're brilliant at it. And there's more of them as well. It's not just me. Big fans of what Absolute Football do. They deserve every success they have. We've had them on our show. We've had Shah on a few times. Everyone knows, big fan of Shah. She's great at what she does as well. So yeah, please do. I would encourage everybody to, if you are staying up to watch Scotland, have them on in the background, get involved in the chat. Their chat's normally quite entertaining as well. They should get you on the FP. Well, tell them. Go and tell them, man. Everyone watching this now, tweet Absolute Football Podcast and say you should get Fyfie on a watch along. Just not an England one, because I, as I'm saying, I pace. And when I pace, I mean, you guys have seen it on Swindon ones. Things don't go to plan, stuff gets thrown. It's the same with England. I can tell you there were some unsavoury words being used when Croatia was scoring goals. They're doing most but not all games of the World Cup. Just you've watched. Yeah, they I think they're kind of doing not the silly o'clock ones, but the one before. So generally, if one's kicking off between 11 and midnight, they're doing that one. Is how I understand it. Again, that they've assembled a good group of people there, and I'm looking forward to working more with them. But I'd love to do a watch along with them. I'm trying to think. Nick obviously has, because he was part of their lower league coverage, but I've been in the chat for a number of their shows. I don't think I've ever featured. I could be wrong. Did I do one? No, I don't think I've ever featured on AFP. I've been in the chat and we spoke about it loads. And again, Shah's always very complimentary about the work of FRI and the times that she's been on. But no, I don't think I've ever been on AFP. Maybe it's got something to do with my association to the artist formerly known as Lower League Look. I don't know. Mate, you say this, and I don't say this for sympathy or compliment. This isn't pretty. If you're passionate, the thing with doing anything like this, everyone worries about the aesthetic of it. The one thing I would always say to people is it doesn't have to be polished. It doesn't have to be Hollywood. It doesn't have to be pretty. If you're passionate about something, I was talking to a friend not that long ago, and they were asking about how I got into doing FRI, and I explained, if you're passionate about something, there will be people who share your passion, and that resonates with people, and people want to listen. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you present yourself. Yes, there are times where I might try a little bit harder to not look like what I am, essentially an overweight slob who likes to sit around and just watch football. There might be times I try harder. Of course there are. But if you're passionate about something, no matter what it is, there are other people who share your passion and want to listen. And if you are, personally, if you're nervous about that, like I was saying earlier, I'm not conscious about what I look like as such. I know there are things I could do for it to be better for me, and I probably should, but I don't, and that's my own choice. But if you are one of those, and it's completely fine to be that way, you can use exactly what I use now and just don't do it on camera. You can pre-record stuff. You can have cameras off and just do audio. If you're passionate about something, people want to hear you. And like I said, I was talking to a friend recently who's really, really nervous about being in front of camera, but has a real interest in local. I want to use the right terminology, but very interested in like local ghost stories, that kind of thing. And I said, well, look, I can help you with that. And if you're really, really worried about being in front of the camera, let's me and you record it, and we'll just put it out audio. And you can talk about the local places where there apparently has been ghost sightings or this or that, and we can discuss it. And it would be really, for people who like, and there is a massive community for people that like that kind of thing. It's not really for me. I'm not a believer in that kind of thing. But if you're passionate about it, people will listen. I've only ever done one podcast, and yes, I got a bit passionate in places, but I do enough online calls for my work to not worry too much about the camera angle. Irvin looks like a Crufts winning Shih Tzu. Whilst we're on the topic of looks, like that. But yes, if I'm not one to preach to anybody, but whether it, like, football is a highly saturated zone, but there's always room. Whether you're passionate about your club, whether you're passionate about a division, an area, whatever it is, whether you're interested in Crufts, whether you're interested in tennis, whether you're interested in cricket, whether you're interested in Formula One, whatever you're passionate, if you're passionate about Amdram, if you're passionate about ghosts, if you're passionate about history, if you're passionate about geography, this is why, if you think about TV, this is why there's so much variety, because everyone likes something. And what I like might not be what Barry likes, might not be what Mike likes, might not be what Rachel likes. But Swindon Town is what's brought us together at this moment, having this conversation, watching USA versus Australia. So I would always say to someone, if you're passionate, someone else will be passionate, and someone would be interested. They might not always agree, they might, but that's where some of the best stuff comes from. If you're passionate about, I don't know, Formula One, and you say, in my heart of hearts, I believe that Sebastian Vettel is the best driver to have ever done it. A Lewis Hamilton fan will argue with you, but it's only because they share your passion, but they just have a slightly different viewpoint. And that's why that's what really gets me for FRI. I have a team, including myself, of 15 fools. If you saw our group chat, so much of it is not broadcastable. We don't agree on so much stuff, but it's our joint passion for Swindon Town which keeps us together, and it's the personalities which keeps us friends. And that's why we always say, no matter how heated a discussion might get, it gets left there. It doesn't affect. I mean, those who have followed us long enough know me and Ben have had some humdingers over the years. But me and Ben we get on absolutely fantastic. We have such a laugh when we're together. It's just his view on football is very different to my view on football. So yes, I've very much veered off what I was saying there. Never be afraid to do it. I would always tell someone, do it, try it. What's the worst that could happen? Like, what's the worst that's happening for me today? The show we were planning to have had to be postponed. These things happen. I didn't have really time to put something better together, so I've said we'll do this. There's a chance no one turned up. Okay, no one turns up. That's fine. I sit and watch the football. I was going to do that anyway. All I've done is really given myself a chance to watch it with other people. Mike says, I listened to some random pods. I found a great one where two people watched an episode of Death in Paradise. And then I love Death in Paradise. I met Ralph Little a couple of months ago and told him how much I love Death in Paradise. What a guy. What a man. Someone I'm not going to say what a man to is any of this Australia team. They are very poor. Very much looking forward. It's the Fools Summer Social next weekend. We are all, or I say all, we're not all, roughly half of us, and those it's relevant to, their plus ones, are getting together to watch the Panama game. Always a laugh when we get together. I love Full Socials. I'm a Spyrite interloper. Always enjoyed the Fools Rushing content. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, so this is what I'm saying. If you go back, like, we on average, between YouTube views, Twitter views, Facebook views, and Spotify and Apple Pod listens, we get an audience of between 350 and 550 per episode. We put out 2 episodes a week generally. But of that, so bear in mind, Swindon have a fan base of thousands. We get a very small percentage listen / watch to what we do. But even if that, say it's max 550, there's probably 100 of those who aren't even Swindon fans. But you resonate towards your own people, if you like. And like you say, I very much, very, very grateful and thankful that you say things like, always enjoy the Fools Rushing content. I love making it. And that's why I've always said, like, yeah, it'd be great if we had a little sponsor so that just the costs to do it were covered. But our costs aren't that high. It's a very low budget thing we do. But what it's given me, let's be honest. I think Fools Rushing costs me, I think it's $53.40 a month to run. $53.40 a month to run it. Okay? Let's be open and honest about these things. Between social media subscriptions to be verified, the platform with which to make it, and a few other bits and pieces here and there. Right? But for that $53.40, it's given me a group of mates that I've never had. We started this in COVID because I felt exiled in Leicester. Let's be honest. This started after my now ex-wife left me. I'm living in Leicester on my own. Football had disappeared because of COVID, and I wanted to connect to my hometown. And for that $53.50, I have a group of men. And it's not even just the other 14 fools. It's like a number of them. Oh, hang on. Australia should have one now. I don't know how they haven't scored. What it's given me is I've got this group of 14 guys. But not only that, for the most part, their families welcome me in as part of it when I'm visiting Swindon. I have met through them other friends who are like, we've got, like, take Mike, for example. Mike is part of the FRI furniture. He's never once appeared on screen, but he's as much a part of FRI as anybody else. The amount of people I've met through the guys through doing this has opened my world to all manner of new opportunities. And that's not even sticking with Swindon. It was doing FRI, which through some lucky coincidence got me linked with Liam, and the stuff that Liam's had me do has been unbelievable. Australia beat Luongo. I always enjoy the Scunthorpe Iron Hour, and there's a very passionate lad called Matt who does, so we love Matt. Matt is one of our all-time favourites. Matt comes on Fools. We love Matt. I've been to Mike's house a couple of times. I was hoping to get down 2 weekends ago. Unfortunately, time didn't allow. I'm hoping, Mike, maybe you can confirm, I'm hoping that just a birthday card got to you in time, because I did hope that it did. Yeah, Nick's been over too. Am I right thinking Kieran's been over? I think maybe the Archers have been over. I mean, they may well have done previously anyway, but I'm just talking in the FRI era. Annie says hi, Fyfie. Hi, Annie. Archers visited too. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what this is. It's a community. Yes, it's okay. It's us 15 guys that do this on the regular. I'd say the regular. There's 5 of us that do it on the regular, and then the others. But even then, like, people have said to me before, such and such isn't on regularly. Why are they part of it? I've never insisted. I'm doing this on my own now. I've never ever insisted or enforced that anybody comes on any amount of time, because I respect the fact that they give the time. And ultimately, we're all mates. So when Fools finishes, we will all still be mates and we will all still see each other. That's the plan behind it. So yes, I would love that you get to see Garth more, or I would love to say that you see Arch more, or Ned more, or Mark more. Like, you take Mark, he's been one of the lowest appearance makers for the last few years, but he's made such an effort this year to try and get on more. And he's actually been a bit like, I would have to find the messages, but he's actually been gutted that I've been cancelling shows for the summer, because they're the ones that I've been cancelling are the ones where he could make, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way it goes. But like, I could have cancelled tonight, but I didn't want to do that. We haven't. Oh, it's kicking off again. Sorry. I got distracted. I've gone off on a tangent. I do this, especially when I'm on my own. I haven't got someone here to do I get an appearance mark? But no. Is Garth doing Bake Off? His dad's a baker. There was a reminder about Bake Off. Go in the chat. I will send another one, because I know it wouldn't be the same about us telling us every 2 minutes that his dad is a baker. No, I met Kieran at Els. Okay. Met John, Andrew Hawes, Rachel Wilson, and Dan Hunt. Okay. There's yellow cards being handed out everywhere. See, look, I've got distracted. I've been going off on like this long spiel with you. I've not actually been watching it, so I don't know what happened. I heard a whistle, turn around, and everyone's just getting booked. Let's have a look. Oh, Harry, that's poor. And then it's even worse. Oh, no, it's completely pointless. Absolutely no need. The American player, though, realised how big Suter is and thought, no, I'm not getting involved. Barry says, I'm seeing Garth tomorrow. I'll push him to get his 8. Yes. Yes. Good work. Love that, Barry. I'm led to believe, and I'm hoping it's still the case, that Garth and Danny will be at the Fools Get Together next weekend, as well as Ned. Who else is to go? Me, Was, Woody, Barry. I'm sure you said you were going. The Archers. I've missed someone. I've missed someone obvious because I didn't go in order. Joe. So yeah, it should be a decent group of us next week. I met Woody when he was at Swindon Women, met Wazza when I needed tyres. Can't think if you've met any of the other fools. Well, by my count there, Mike, you've got... So what have you got? You've got me, Nick, Arch. You've met Kieran. You've met Woody. You met Woz. So that's 7 of 15. You've not met Craig, Ned. You've not met Barry. This is a test, isn't it? No, not met Rich. Test to see if I can remember everybody. You've not met Ben. You've not met Mark. You've not met Gary. I'm going to loosely say that's the missing names. I'm at a tournament in Berkshire. I have to see how knackered sunburnt I am. For what? I'm confused. What have I see? I've got lost in what I've said now. We're not doing anything tomorrow. Are we? Australia have looked better this half, and we'll say, oh, how have we got to the... We're in injury time. Second half's flown by. Oh, Fool's Night Out. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. We are 1 minute into 6 added on time. Listen, because I'm cutting this at full time. Again, apologies it wasn't the show that we all planned for, but to everyone who has watched along, and to everyone who's thrown in comments and questions, thank you very much. It is appreciated. As I said, I could have been sat here talking to nobody. So I appreciate the fact that you have tuned in, you have interacted. It is Usual Fools next week with STFC coverage. And we have more planned. If you missed it, go back to the first half. I start talking about some of the plans we've got. But there is stuff planned. And hopefully, before we know it, Swindon Town will be back and we'll have a lot more actual stuff that you're interested in hearing us talking about. But as we always say as well, just throwing it out there as a last kind of thought, if there's anything we haven't done that you want us to do, drop me a note. All of our socials are open. Drop me a DM. However you want to contact. Sorry, America attacking again. No, too hard on the cross. Let us know. If there's ex-players that we haven't interviewed yet that you'd be interested to, let me know. I will try my absolute best. There are a lot who, for one reason or another, it hasn't happened when probably it should have done. And there are some that I didn't expect to happen that did. So it's a mixed bag. But again, we mix our content up. We've started the Millionaire series, which might actually take off to become a series and not a 2-part special. We do the game shows during the close season or at Christmas, which I absolutely love doing. We have other ideas of stuff we'd like to do. But if there's stuff you want us to do, this is your show as much as it is ours, as I've always said. So please do fire them into the chat. Shah hasn't replied to my tweet about you doing an AFP watch along yet. The fact that you've even tweeted her to tell her, I appreciate. Billy should be on with us. So, let's be open. Billy was lined up last summer, and then Billy signed last summer. And we all know what happens when a player signs for Swindon. So whether we can rekindle that now, I would hope so. But I do know that OSC would talk about it as well. And there's no point to duplicate. You don't want to hear the same stuff. There would need to be a gap. But I would love to have Billy on. Like I said, he was scheduled to come on last summer until he signed. Do you remember when Charlie Austin was scheduled to come on as well? Until the club said no. Looking forward to a frolic in Fleetwood again. We shall find that £1 burger. Fleetwood's one of my all-time favourite FRI nights. That was Barry's first night. He wasn't even a full with us yet then, but he was on a night out with us, and it was the funniest thing. if you get him on with Aaron, it would be different. It was, do you know what? I have so much time for Mr. Oakley. He has done so much for us. And all because we're nice enough to let him, you know, promote his stuff. Like, he doesn't need us. He doesn't need us at all. But he's been so generous with time and with his mates. He sorted a fair few interviews out for us in the past. I have nothing but respect for what Aaron's done for FRI. What he's done for us well outweighs what we do for him. They talk more about the olden days. It'd be a great listen. It'd be an absolutely phenomenal listen. But yes, that is just about it. We're into the last minute of the game. It's still 2-0. Australia going to be 6 from 6. Australia making a couple of subs. Luke Rooney would be a fun guest. If anyone can link us up with Luke Rooney, I'm happy to have Luke Rooney. I wonder if Will Wright will come on. Especially if you know. Yeah, so it surprises people when we say this. I don't know why. And like when we first have a guest on, we get like a little 5 minute before we go. I always say, look, we're not a BBC broadcast. As long as you don't say anything that's going to get us cancelled, you can say what you like, how you like. We don't care. I mean, our regular panelists are always swearing on this show. I'm going to go and order some dinner now. This has been a lovely 2 hours. Thank you so much once again to each and every one of you. Enjoy the Scotland game. Have fantastic weekends. We will be back. There's an outside chance I'll be back Sunday for the Late Limbs FC. Again, players available if you'd like to join the team. If you don't know what that is, go and check out other streams or just drop me a message and I'll explain it to you. But it's good fun. I'm really enjoying doing it. But if that doesn't happen, if the Father's Day special doesn't happen and we're back Tuesday for that, then we will be back on FRI on Monday to do a normal FRI show. The referee decided those 6 minutes aren't enough. He's carrying on. Night. Latest, guys. Thank you, guys. It's time to go and order some dinner. Have a great weekend, as I say. Take care, guys.
We got Fyfie on the buttons and the game piling in. It's the pod where the nonsense and the football begin. Woody's got opinions, Ben's ready to debate. Nick and Rich dropping takes that some will rate. You're listening to Fools Rush In, where the passion and the chaos win. Sweden town pride, loud with them. This is where the game fun begins. Watson's on fire, Ned's got the stats. Craig and Kieran stirring trouble while Joe just laughs. Arts, Mark, Goff, Gary and Barry's join the crew. If you love Swindon Town, this one's made for you. Bassett and Corsham, we shout them out loud. Women's football rising and making us proud. Archers recruitment keeping dreams inspired. Tires sorted cheap, cheers to save on tires. Grab a seat, grab a drink, let the chaos begin.